drive their glutes in and like hump the bar. No bar humping. Hey guys, I'm going to run you through some common mistakes that people make when they're setting up their deadlift and show you how to correct them to make sure you are lifting with awesome technique, and then you'll be able to build your strength and confidence when you're deadlifting. First one, so we're going to do a conventional deadlift. When people set up, often they'll grab the bar and pull it right up to their shins and start at this point. We don't want that. We want the bar to be in our mid-foot, aligned with our mid-foot. That's where we start. We don't want to be rolling in and pulling up against our shins. The next one is people tend to bring their shoulders too far forward. If you bring your shoulders too far forward in this vertical space, you're going to have to lean back and roll the bar, and then you're going to lose control of the bar. So make sure your shoulders are also in line with mid-foot. Alright, so the next one I'm going to show you is hip positioning. So a lot of people tend to get quite low in their deadlift, like a bit too much of a squat. So you'll see they might start quite low down, and then before they've even lifted the bar, they've come up and then lifted the bar. That's just a waste of energy and space. You don't need that extra space. It's also going to put pressure on your lower back. It's going to be different for every person, but you don't want to be in like a super low squat. Any point where you're lifting your bum without lifting the bar is a waste. So start at the point where you feel your glutes engaged and start to actually drive the bar up. Another thing you want to hear when you're setting the deadlift up is instead of just pulling the bar straight up, you want to take the slack out of the bar. What the slack is, if you come in closer, it's this little gap in between the weight plate and the bar. So hear how that rattles? What you want to do when you're setting up is take a tiny bit of pressure. You're not lifting it, you're just going, hear that click, and that takes the slack out. From there, you're ready to go back. The next cue is knees out. So when our knees cave in, our adductors are losing tension, and it's going to make us in a weaker position. So if we push our knees out, we're engaging our glutes more, and we're going to be in a stronger position to actually lift this weight off the ground. So think about pushing your knees out into your elbows. I'm going to talk about your spine. A lot of people say they want a neutral spine. You actually want a little bit of flexion in the spine, so a little bit out. You don't want to round it too much. As weight gets heavier, your back is going to round. That's just what's going to happen. But when we're starting out, focus on keeping a neutral, slight flexion in the spine. The next cue is at the top of the movement. A lot of people think they've got to like drive their glutes in and like hump the bar. You don't actually want to do that. That's more when force and pressure is coming from this point of view and you're going against the force. This is more of like a vertical movement, so don't even waste your time doing that. We do, however, want to lock out at the top. We don't want to shrug our shoulders. We want a proud chest and fully extending your hips at the top of the movement without squeezing your glutes and like humping the bar. So let me show you. No bar humping. This is called a dead lift. So we have a dead stop at the bottom. A lot of people will use the momentum and bounce the barbell off the ground to help them get it up. That's kind of cheating. So what we don't want to see that is just a recipe for disaster and injury. What you want to do, dead stop, will give you the opportunity to reset at the bottom and also make sure you're engaging everything, flexion of the spine, the bar's in the right path to move up and down. So we want to see more dead stop. Final two cues I'm going to talk about is grip. So if our grip is out too wide, we're shortening our arms and lengthening the pull. That is a more advanced version and makes it a lot difficult if we're lifting really heavy weights. Now, if our grip is too narrow, there's no room for your legs and your knees to go. You're not able to push your arms out against your knees. You're kind of just all over the spot. It ruins your whole posture. I'm not even going to try because I feel like I'm going to injure myself doing that. There's some common mistakes that people make when they're deadlifting and how to correct them. Hopefully these will help you guys with your deadlifts and getting to some really heavy weights.